It was a very hard decision to make, but yes, I will be listing this card on a platform that I co-founded called Liquid Marketplace. It allows co-ownership of top-tier assets. So instead of one person, me owning this card, we as a collective can co-own it together. I'll also be listing it for $5 million instead of the $5.
If you thought Logan Paul's crypto zoo scandal was wild, buckle up because he's back with something even crazier. And this time, it's hitting fans' wallets harder than ever. Millions of dollars reportedly vanished. Fans are furious, and Logan is now under the microscope of federal regulators. Years ago, he openly claimed this venture as his own, but now he's trying to deny any direct involvement. Whether he ends up with just a slap on the wrist or faces serious legal consequences, one thing's clear: Logan Paul is staring down a storm of trouble like never before. So what is this new disaster called Liquid Marketplace? Well, Logan pitched it as the future of collectibles, claiming it would let fans own pieces of ultra-rare items without needing a billionaire's bank account. The idea was simple. If a $5 million collectible is too rich for one person, why not split it up? Fans could supposedly buy tokens representing fractional ownership of rare cards, memorabilia, or other high-value assets and trade those fractions freely on the platform. Sounds revolutionary, right? But as always, the reality hit like a gut punch. Logan himself hyped it up, saying things like, "It was a very hard decision to make, but yes, I will be listing this card on a platform that I co-founded called Liquid Marketplace. It allows co-ownership of top-tier assets. So instead of one person, me, owning this card, we as a collective can co-own it together." He sold it as a win-win, a chance for regular fans to get a slice of the action. But behind the flashy words, people are now questioning how much control, if any, they actually had over their investments. And that's where the scandal explodes, because instead of a smooth, transparent marketplace, what emerged looked like another high-stakes gamble, with millions vanishing in the chaos. Logan Paul didn't just quietly launch this thing, he fronted it like a proud co-founder, calling Liquid Marketplace a way to level the playing field for collectors everywhere. And of course, the crown jewel of the whole scheme, none other than Logan's most infamous flex, the Pikachu Illustrator card, the absolute rarest and priciest Pokémon card on the planet. This card isn't meant for a binder. It belongs in a museum under lasers with a security guard named Vlad who supposedly fought 7 bears. Years, this Pikachu Illustrator card has been its own saga. Logan has worn it, flaunted it, and paraded it as proof he's more than just a celebrity with cash to burn. He's a serious investor.
$0.3 million I bought it for. So basically, I'll be giving you guys $300,000 discounts because everyone likes discounts. And I should say this, I'll be retaining 49% ownership of the card. So I won't actually have access to it. It'll be in our vault. But if I want to wear it out to fights or a Pokemon box break, or maybe even put it in a museum one day, the community can decide if we want to do it.
Recently, he even appeared on Fox Business, preaching about alternative investing, while media outlets leaked that he plans to auction the card in early 2026. But the real kicker? The advice he was handing out to young investors, and it's wild. Forget safe bets like stocks or traditional investments. Logan's basically telling them, nah, skip that, go buy Pokemon cards, or better yet, buy fractions of them on my platform. Just imagine being a young investor hearing that advice. Instead of being guided towards smart, steady growth, you're being pointed at a flashy, high-risk collectible scheme backed by a platform that's now under federal scrutiny. It's part hype, part chaos, and totally Logan Paul-style drama that leaves people asking, what is he even thinking? But here's where Liquid Marketplace comes back from the dead to bite Logan Paul in the worst way. On Christmas Eve this year, Logan tried to explain what happened with the Pikachu Illustrator card. He claimed the card had previously been listed on Liquid Marketplace, where fans could buy shares as tokens representing fractional ownership. The plan sounded simple. You buy a piece of the card, and when it's sold or repurchased, you get paid your share. And in May 2024, Logan says he actually repurchased the card after it was listed on the platform. Now, logically, anyone who owned a token should have gotten their money back when Logan repurchased the card, like a proper dividend on their collectible shares. Logan even said at the time that everything had been paid out correctly. But here's the twist. Shortly after, the company and some of its principals came under federal scrutiny, and Logan suddenly claimed he had no insight into that process because it doesn't relate to me. Sounds convenient, right? Bottom line, fans who bought tokens should have gotten their money back when Logan repurchased the card, but they didn't. Their funds are reportedly missing, stuck in limbo, and withdrawals aren't happening.
All that group of young investors out there.
I think if you have the money, don't be afraid to take a risk, especially if you're young. Young people have a ton of energy. I had a lot of energy when I was younger. I'm 30 now and I'm Unc and I have a daughter, I'm a dad, and so I have way less energy. But if you're young, there are ways to spend and invest your money in ways that might mean more to you than a traditional conservative investment. Like
Logan ended his statement with a tweet trying to sound reassuring, saying he's actively working with Liquid Marketplace to help ensure these funds can be released in the near future, just as intended when I repurchased the Illustrator in May 2024. Sweet words, but the internet noticed one glaring problem. Logan Paul himself called Liquid Marketplace his next company back in 2022, hyping fractional ownership and promoting the platform as his own project. That tweet hasn't gone unnoticed. Now the community is circling, asking the question everyone already knows. If it's your company, how do millions of dollars go missing? And here's why this really matters. If you read Logan's tweet, he makes it sound like he's just some random bystander trying to help out. Like, oh, I had nothing to do with this. But that couldn't be further from the truth. This is his company. He promoted it, he co-founded it, and he was fully involved in the operations from the start. The whole story he's telling doesn't match reality, and people aren't buying it. Let me break down the business model so it actually makes sense, because it's wild and kind of confusing at first glance. Imagine you own a vintage Rolex, a signed Kobe Bryant card, or a one-of-one Pokémon card. Instead of selling it the normal way, you lock it in a vault and sell digital fractions of it online. Buyers don't get the physical item. They don't see it, touch it, or even hold it. It's like paying for partial ownership of a Lamborghini, but you can't drive it, ride in it, or get the keys. You just own a piece of something you'll never actually interact with. Sounds sketchy? That's because, according to reporting and allegations by the Ontario Securities Commission, this is exactly where the mess begins. The big question becomes, what did people really own?
the stock market, whether it's a trading card, a piece of art, a piece of a dinosaur, like a sports memorabilia, game worn, anything.
Birkin bags. They're beating the stock market.
A
Their
Birkin bag.
appreciation.
And you're absolutely right.
Beanie Babies. Some of the stuff could be faddish. It's not, there's no inherent value to it. Like a Beanie Baby,
Sure.
it'll crash.
Sure. It's entirely possible. You gotta be careful with what you're investing in.
Or trade out of it. It's quick.
Or trade out of it.
Fans poured money in, thinking they were buying stakes in high-value collectibles, but according to the OSC, a lot of that money vanished. In June 2024, the OSC filed an application for enforcement proceedings claiming that Liquid Marketplace executives allegedly diverted millions of investor dollars for personal enrichment while misleading regulators. BetaKit reported that roughly $3 million of more than $10 million raised was allegedly misappropriated through hidden payments, shady transfers, and even interest-free personal loans that were never repaid. Logan himself wasn't named in the OSC filing, but with the way he promoted the platform and called it his own company, fans aren't exactly buying his bystander defense either. Here's where things get even messier. Sure, other executives and owners of the company are named in the OSC report, and technically Logan himself isn't. That's why his defenders are running with the argument, see, not him, he's not in the report. But ask anyone online and the reaction is the same. If he's the face of the platform, the one who promoted it, hyped it as his next company and put his name on the venture, then why is he being treated like a bystander while millions of dollars are allegedly misused? And it doesn't stop there. According to the OSC allegations, the chaos went far deeper. Users poured millions into Liquid Marketplace thinking they were buying legitimate fractional ownership of rare collectibles. But here's the kicker. Only a tiny fraction of the listed items allegedly had proper legal agreements backing them up. That means most people weren't even technically owners of what they paid for, leaving a massive gap between the hype Logan promoted and the reality on the ground. This isn't just a small oversight, it's a structural problem that put fans' money at serious risk and sent shockwaves through the whole collector community. Here's the real kicker. If there's no legal agreement tied to your fraction or share, what do you actually own? The answer is basically nothing. You literally just have a screenshot. Sound familiar? Yeah, kind of like those NFT schemes that promised the world but delivered, well, nothing. Fast forward to now, and Logan's Christmas Eve tweet claims that he bought out the Pikachu Illustrator card back in May 2024 and that the money was supposed to go to fractional owners, but at the same time, he admits users can't access their funds because of platform issues. Scroll through social media and you'll see the chaos unfold. Users locked out, balances missing, funds inaccessible, and total confusion. For a platform whose whole purpose is trading fractional ownership of high-value collectibles, this is a complete nightmare. And this isn't just Twitter drama, this is real-life legal trouble. The Ontario Capital Markets Tribunal has publicly listed the liquid marketplace case, with hearings scheduled for June 18th and 19th, 2026. That means the investigation is very much active, and Logan's tweet starts to look less like a casual apology and more like a reaction to getting caught. But here's the thing. Why would he only speak up about these missing funds over a year and a half later? The timing screams, "I'm under investigation and I need to say something fast." Even though Logan isn't named in the OSC enforcement application, the facts don't lie. He's been publicly promoted as a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace in press releases, industry coverage, and interviews. And now his tweet addresses users like he personally oversees the platform. That's a big problem, because when millions are missing and your name is front and center, fans and regulators are not just asking questions, they're demanding answers. But the criticism isn't just that Logan scammed fans. The bigger issue is this. Why does he keep diving headfirst into complex financial products, pitching them to his followers, and then acting shocked when everything blows up? At some point, it stops being bad luck and starts looking like a pattern, maybe even a purposeful scam. Fans aren't just frustrated, they're furious, asking how someone can keep repeating the same mistakes while millions of dollars hang on the balance. So, what happens now? As of his Christmas Eve tweet, Logan claims he's working to help users access their funds. Meanwhile, the OSC allegations against Liquid Marketplace executives have been reported, and hearing dates are scheduled for June 18th and 19th, 2026. But will users actually get their money back? Will the platform ever explain what went wrong? And will Logan ever admit that his business ventures repeatedly put fans at risk? Well, the odds don't look great. Every time he launches a new investment opportunity, platform, or brand, it somehow spirals into legal chaos, leaving fans holding the bag. Maybe Logan should just stick to what he's already famous for: boxing, WWE, or making YouTube videos, and leave the high-risk financial schemes to the pros. If you want to stay updated on all the Logan Paul drama and get the latest on celebrity scams, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single update.